What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, and we're going to be talking about the Holosun V2, the 507C V2 or X2 that's already out because Trigicon sued them and they had to change a few things, and it's sitting on top of Big Sexy here, my big P10F, because it is big, and if you don't own a CZ, for those who know, it's definitely sexy. So there are a couple of things different that go into the 507C V2 or X2 now. Some switch changes, a couple things that happened after that whole lawsuit with Trigicon, but it's also just flat out a nicer and a little bit better of a machined optic because of some of the things they changed in the form factor, the fitting of the battery, and all that good stuff, which we're going to get into. Let's go ahead and check this thing out on the range. Now, Holosun has a slew of optics out right now, and each one that I've had my hands on has just been a very nice, durable optic, especially at that price point. I think I've got like 5 of the miniature yeah, so I've got like the 507C here, V2 on the P10F Big Sexy. I've got that 509T here, which is the new one, enclosed emitter. Did a review on this. That thing is awesome, every bit worth it. And then the original, the 507C, or the 507C here on my M&P 2.0 core. Got a review on this bad boy coming. If you don't have an M&P, you need some M&P love in your life. And I've got one set up here, offset on my setup for my LPVO right here. That's the original one as well. And I've got one more, it's on a buddy's because he didn't want to buy one. He wanted to test it out, and I'm sure he forgot to tell me that he still had it. So I got to make a call to him and get my other one back. But I've got 5 of these things, and each one of them has just worked out absolutely great, and I'm extremely happy with each one. Now, this video did take a little bit longer to get put out because of ammo. It's been sitting on top of this bad boy for a little bit. Ammo's just been tough, which again, let me shout out my Patreon supporters. Huge thank you to every single one of you. Every one of you is making this video right here possible, and you are going to make the video for this M&P 2.0 core possible as well, because you guys are such a huge help to the channel. So getting into the 507C V2, we're gonna talk about that, the changes from the original, and then what are the changes in the X2. And I'm waiting on one of those right now. It's due to come in. I just don't know when I'll be able to get it to range because of all the ammo stuff. We're gonna go ahead and get into the specs on this Holosun 507 V2, talk about all the good stuff in there, the durability, the price point, all the things you wanna know between auto off, auto on, you know, shake awake technology, the different reticles you can choose from. We're gonna get into this thing. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, turn those bell notification icons on. If you're interested in supporting the channel anyway, check those links out down below our Patreon. Well, let's talk more about this optic right now. All right, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the Holosun 507C V2 and compare it to an original right there. So the box, you've probably all seen it. This is what you get. You're gonna get a little multi-tool in there, which is actually very helpful. And you're gonna get your basic instruction book. You're gonna get little microfiber, the screws, and you're going to get your Picatinny mount right there. So being that we don't need this box, we're gonna go ahead and do away with it for now. All right, so talking about the V2, just take a quick, good look at this thing. There are a couple of differences, one of which is going to be battery tray is on the outside. We have a far nicer coating, in my opinion. All the way around here, it looks much more kind of a matte finish. And then the buttons are here vertically on the side, much like an RMR, instead of kind of horizontally here on the bottom. Got that solar panel up across the top, and it really maintains the same nice kind of angles all the way around it. And you kind of have the anti-glare ramp right there towards where the glass is. So on the original, you can see the battery is underneath that bad boy. And you can just see the difference in the buttons right there, and you can really see the difference kind of in the coating. That nice matte finish that the V2 has as compared to the version 1. Let's go ahead and put that bad boy off to the side now, and let's go ahead and talk about what we get here. So we have the IPX67 proof rating here. So water, submersion, 30 minutes, all that good stuff, 1 meter underwater, everything you would expect out of these optics. These things are proving to be extremely durable. You have your windage, you have your elevation adjustments, nicely sectioned off right here so you could still get onto a suppressor height sight if you had to, either with a corner of something or just your hand. The batteries, the adjustments are here on the side. They do go vertically. However, on the X2, they went back to this after the whole lawsuit with Trigicon. So you do have 12 settings, 2 night vision, and you have 10 daytime settings. The power down is going to give you the ability to swap between circle, and dot. And then the power up button is going to change from the actual auto settings, where it's auto brightness, auto dimming, shake awake, all that good stuff, where you can turn that off. If you long hold the power button, you'll see it turn off and on. You'll see it enters the auto mode. So very quickly, you can see it actually dims and brightens fairly quickly. They've nailed that in pretty good. You can see it's pretty fast to do that. A little bit difficult to really show that off here under the light. And then to turn that off, you are just going to long hold the power up button again. It'll blink and you're good to go. Holding that power down button is going to swap between reticles. I know you can't really see everything, but you can go just to the dot. You can go just to the circle, and then you can go all the way back to circle dot. And you'll be able to see those change in there. Really tough to show you guys the reticles, how they are. So the little tool they give you is what you're going to use for the battery tray. You can also use it to put on there, but you definitely want to torque these down. I think it's like 12 or 15 inch-pounds. Follows the RMR footprint on there. We do have a 50,000 hour battery life on this thing. And some of the other good stuff obviously is the memory function, the motion function, the bigger push buttons. It is parallax free, so what that means is as long as that dot is on the target, okay, you're going to hit it. Now the further distances out, you're going to see a little bit of shift in there. That's just going to be with everything. As far as the X2, it has the same stuff in there, and they actually have the ACSS Vulcan reticle in a Holosun now, and that's going to be the primary arms thing going on there. You do have the same drain holes right here on the side. You can see those in case it does get submerged. The water is going to drain out those edges. In all, absolutely great optic. They really did some good stuff on the version 2 and the X2. Let's go ahead and talk about price point, the range, a little bit more about that reticle and how it appears into your eye, and all the rest of that good stuff you want to know about. That thing is just an absolute hammer. Look at the size of that thing. The P10F is just a big, big hammer out there on the range. Somewhere between a 17 and a 34 if you're into Glocks. Definitely, it's like the SIG P320 or the X5 Legion basically. It's just a big one. So this Holosun, let's talk about that reticle. So whether you're going with just the dot, the circle, or the circle and the dot, that is giving your eye just a ton of feedback to work with out there on the range. And I find it quite nice. Now, I've always not been a huge fan, I guess, of the EOTech style reticle, which is really what this kind of draws that reticle style from. But on this pistol optic, as you're pointing out there on a target, it just instantly gives your eye so much feedback. The pickup by your eye is just so much better than just a straight dot for some reason. At least it is for me. If you guys have had that same experience, definitely let me know down in the comments. Now, the battery life on these things, especially with the solar top version, absolutely insane. There's so much positive stuff about this, from the reticle to the buttons to the battery life, the side battery. You don't have to lose your zero anymore. Really, the only bad thing I can say about this thing is it's not free. We have to pay for it. But it's honestly my go-to optic for pretty much everything I'm putting optics on now. Not that I don't love my RMRs and a couple of other things, but for the price point, which I've seen this thing anywhere between like $305 to like $350, things are just all over the place right now. It's pretty much unbeatable. If you've seen some of the damage that Aaron Cowan over at Sage Dynamics has done to optics, you know exactly what this can take. And for that price point, it's pretty unbeatable, especially with all the options it has and the fact that it just keeps working time and time again. It's just flat out another great option from Holosun. Whether you're gonna run that on a long gun, whether you're gonna run it on a pistol, whether you're gonna run it on anything else you want, whether you're an airsoft or crossbow, whatever you wanna put this thing on, it's definitely worth it, and especially at that price point, it's just really difficult to beat, especially with the durability. Like I said, the only other one in comparison to it with all that good stuff on there that's durable is going to be the RMR. And don't get me wrong, I love me some RMR and some P10F love out there, but for the price point, $550 to $600 versus, you know, $300 to $350-ish, depending on where you find it, is pretty much a no-brainer for me. And one other thing that I definitely wanted to show you guys was, if you have not checked out the Savior range bags yet, I have bought probably 3 or 4 of those at that point. That one, the multi-cam black, they actually gave to me, but I've bought several of them because those things, for the price point, outstanding. So if you guys haven't checked out those and you're looking for a rifle bag, I will leave a link down below for those things. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed learning about the Holosun 507C today. The thing is just a tank for the price. If you guys are looking to support the channel in any way, you can check out any of those links down below. Go over to the Patreon, check that out if you're interested. And of course, check out Shall Not Comply if you're looking for any of that tactical consideration swag or any of that Pro 2A stuff that they are offering. Guys, get out there, enjoy some range time, find a buddy with one to see if it's something you're interested in. I will see you guys on the next one.